Shabbat Shalom. Good morning, YouTube. We are again reading out of the Bible. I am using the Scriptures translation. So get your coffee, get your Bible, and let's read. Today we are starting in Exodus chapter 31. And Yahweh spoke to Moshe, saying, See, I have called by name Bezalel, son of Uri, son of Hur, of the tribe of Yehudah. And I have filled him with the spirit of Elohim in wisdom and in understanding and in knowledge and in all the work, to make designs for work in gold and in silver and in bronze, and in cutting stones for setting and in carving wood, and to work in all work. And I have appointed him with Oholiab, son of Ahisamech, of the tribe of Dan. And I have put wisdom in the hearts of everyone who is wise-hearted, and thou shalt make all that I have commanded you: the tent of appointment, and the ark of the witness, and the lids of atonement that is on it, and all the utensils of the tent, and the table and its utensils, and the clean gold lampstand with all its utensils, and the slaughter place of incense, and the slaughter place of ascending offering with all its utensils, and the basin and its stand, and the woven garments, and the set-apart garments for Aaron and the priests, and the garments of his sons for serving as priests, and the anointing oil and sweet incense for the set-apart place, according to all that I have commanded you, they are to do. And Yahweh spoke to Moshe, saying, And you, speak to the children of Israel, saying, My Sabbaths you are to guard, by all means, for it is a sign between me and you throughout your generations, to know that I, Yahweh, am setting you apart. And you shall guard the Sabbath, for it is set apart to you. Everyone who profanes it shall certainly be put to death, for anyone who does work on it, that being shall be cut off from among his people. 6 days work is done, and on the seventh is a Sabbath of rest, set apart to Yahweh. Everyone doing work on the Sabbath day shall certainly be put to death. And the children of Israel shall guard the Sabbath to perform the Sabbath throughout his generations as an everlasting covenant. Between me and the children of Israel it is a sign forever. For in 6 days Yahweh made the heavens and the earth, and on the seventh day he rested and was refreshed. And when he had ended speaking with him on Mount Sinai, he gave Moshe 2 tablets of the witness, tablets of stone written with the finger of Elohim. And that is the end of chapter 31. So after these chapters and chapters of specific, very detailed instructions, he says that he is given a spirit of wisdom to the different workmen who will do it all. So the Father says, I got them on it. They're good to go. But still write this down. Chapter 32. And when the people saw that Moshe was so long in coming down from the mountain, the people gathered together to Aaron and said to him, Arise, make us mighty ones who go before us. For this Moshe, the man who brought us out of the land of Mitzrayim, we do not know what has become of him. And Aaron said to them, Take off the golden earrings which are in the ears of your wives, your sons, and your daughters, and bring them to me. And all the people took off the golden earrings which were in their ears, and brought them to Aaron. And he took this from their hand, and he formed it with an engraving tool, and made a molded calf. And they said, This is your mighty one, O Israel, that brought you out of the land of Mitzrayim. And Aaron saw and built a slaughter place before it, and Aaron called out and said, Tomorrow is a festival to Yahweh. And they rose early on the next day and offered ascending offerings and brought peace offerings. And the people sat down to eat and drink and rose up to play. And Yahweh said to Moshe, Go get down, for your people whom you brought out of the land of Mitzrayim have corrupted themselves. They have turned aside quickly out of the way which I commanded them. They have made themselves a molded calf, and have bowed themselves to it, and slaughtered to it, and said, This is your mighty one, O Israel, who brought you out of the land of Mitzrayim. And Yahweh said to Moshe, I have seen this people, and see, it is a stiff-necked people. And now let me alone, that my wrath might burn against them, and I consume them, and I make of you a great nation. But Moshe pleaded with Yahweh, his Elohim, and said, Yahweh, why does your wrath burn against your people, whom you have brought out of the land of Mitzrayim, with great power and with a strong hand? Why should the Mitzrites speak and say, For evil he brought them out to kill them in the mountains, and to consume them from the face of the earth? Turn from the heat of your wrath and relent from this evil to your people. Remember Abraham, Isaac, and Israel, your servants, to whom you swore by yourself and said to them, I increase your seed like the stars of the heavens, and all this land that I have spoken of I give to your seed, and they shall inherit it forever. And Yahweh relented from the evil which he said he would do to his people. And Moshe turned and went down from the mountain, and in his hand were the 2 tablets of the witness, tablets written on both their sides, written on the one and on the other. And the tablets were the work of Elohim, and the writing was the writing of Elohim engraved on the tablets. And Yehoshua heard the noise of the people, and they shouted, and he said to Moshe, a noise of battle in the camp. But he said, it is not the sound of those who shout of might, nor is it the sound of those who cry out in weakness, but the sound of singing that I hear. And it came to be, as soon as he came near the camp, that he saw the calf and the dancing. And Moshe's displeasure burned, and he threw the tablets out of his hands, and broke them at the foot of the mountain. And he took the calf which they had made, and burned it in the fire, and ground it into powder, and scattered it on the face of the water, and made the children of Israel drink it. And Moshe said to Aaron, what did this people do to you, that you have brought so great a sin upon them? And Aaron said, do not let the displeasure of my master burn. You know the people, that it is in evil. And they said to me, make us mighty ones who go before us. For this Moshe, the man who brought us out of the land of Mitzrayim, we do not know what has become of him. And I said to them, whoever has gold, let them take it off. And they gave it to me, and I threw it into the fire, and this calf came out. And Moshe saw that the people were let loose, for Aaron had let them loose, to their shame among their enemies. And Moshe stood in the entrance of the camp and said, who is for Yahweh? Come to me. And all the sons of Levi gathered themselves to him. And he said to them, thus said Yahweh, Elohim of Israel, each one put his sword on his side, pass over to and fro from the gate to gate in the camp, and each one kill his brother, and each one his friend, and each one his relative. And the sons of Levi did according to the word of Moshe. And about 3,000 men of the people fell that day. And Moshe said, you are ordained for Yahweh today, since each one has been against his son and his brother, so as to bring upon you a blessing today. And it came to be on the next day that Moshe said to the people, you have sinned a great sin, and now I am going up to Yahweh, if I might atone for your sin. And Moshe returned to Yahweh and said, oh, these people have sinned a great sin, and have made for themselves a mighty one of gold. And now, if you would forgive their sin, but if not, please blot me out of your book which you have written. And Yahweh said to Moshe, whoever has sinned against me, I blot him out of my book. And now go, lead the people to the place of which I have spoken to you. See, my messenger goes before you, and in the day of my visitation I shall visit their sin upon them. And Yahweh plagued the people, because they made the calf which Aaron made. Now Moses has been up on this mountain for 40 days. In the amount of time of 40 days, just over a month, they go from, yes, we do everything you say, to, well, we don't know what happened to Moses, so let's make a new God to worship. This is why he talks to them like toddlers. And Aaron, Moses' brother, high priest Aaron, makes the calf for them. They come, they say, hey, make us a mighty one. He's like, all right, bring me all your gold. And then he crafts with tools a calf out of this gold. But when Moses comes down and says, what have you done to Aaron? He's like, I just threw the gold in the fire and this calf popped out. Really? Really, Aaron? 40 days. 40 days. The amount of things that these people have seen, witnessed with their own eyes, and they still turn that quick. And when the father is talking to Moses on the mountain and says, get your butt down there, he's like, I'll wipe them out and I'll make a great nation out of you. Meaning out of Moses. putting the responsibility on Moses, start this whole thing over. So Moses talks him down. I'll take care of them. These are your people. You saved these people. They're like children. Let me go spank their butts and don't kill them just yet. And after he goes out, he calls to the Levites. Not intentionally, but it was the Levites who answered the call. Killed about 3,000 of them. Now, remember, we were at, what was it, like 600,000 men plus their wives and kids. So, probably over 1 million people. Killed 3,000. This is how the Levites get this role in the future, was because they answered the call when he says, who is with Yahweh? But, he kind of settles everything down, smacks their tushy, figuratively speaking, and then he goes back up to talk to the Father, and he's like, alright, I've done this, they've calmed down. If you're gonna kill them, just take me too. Because I don't want to deal with these people either. Chapter 33. And Yahweh said to Moshe, come, go up from here, you and your people with whom you have brought out of the land of Mitzrayim, to the land of which I swore to Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jacob, saying, to your seed I give it. And I shall send my messenger before you, and I shall drive out the Canaanite, and the Amorite, and the Hittite, and the Perizzite, and the Hivite, and the Jebusite, to a land flowing with milk and honey. For I do not go up in your midst, because you are a stiff-necked people, lest I consume you on the way. And when the people heard this evil word, they mourned, and no one put on his ornaments. And Yahweh said to Moshe, say to the children of Israel, you are a stiff-necked people. Should I go up in your midst for 1 moment, I shall consume you. And now take off your ornaments, and I shall know what to do to you. So the children of Israel took off their ornaments at Mount Horeb. And Moshe took his tent and pitched it outside the camp, far from the camp, and called it the tent of appointment. And it came to be that everyone who sought Yahweh went out to the tent of appointment, which was outside the camp. And it came to be, whenever Moshe went out to the tent, that all the people rose, and each man stood at his tent door and watched Moshe until he entered the tent. And it came to be, when Moshe entered the tent, that the column of cloud descended and stood at the door of the tent, and he spoke with Moshe. And all the people saw the column of cloud standing at the tent door, and all the people rose and bowed themselves, each one at the door of his tent. Thus Yahweh spoke to Moshe, face to face, as a man speaks to a friend, and he would return to the camp. But his servant Yehoshua, son of Nun, a young man, did not leave the tent. And Moshe said to Yahweh, see, you are saying to me, bring up this people. But you have not made known to me whom you would send with me, though you have said, I know you by name, and you have also found favor in my eyes. And now please, if I have found favor in your eyes, please show me your way, and let me know you, so that I find favor in your eyes. And consider that this nation is your people. And he said, my presence does go, and I shall give you rest. And he said to him, if your presence is not going, do not lead us up from here. For how then shall it be known that I have found favor in your eyes, I and your people, except you go with us? Then we shall be distinguished, I and your people, from all the people who are upon the face of the earth. And Yahweh said to Moshe, even this word you have spoken I shall do, for you have found favor in my eyes, and I know you by name. Then he said, please show me your esteem. And he said, I shall cause all my goodness to pass before you, and I shall proclaim the name of Yahweh before you. And I shall favor him whom I favor, and shall have compassion on him who I shall have compassion. But he said, you are unable to see my face, for no man does see me and live. And Yahweh said, see, there is a place with me, and you shall stand on the rock. And it shall be, while my esteem passes by, that I shall put you on the cleft of the rock, and cover you with my hand while I pass by. Then I shall take away my hand, and you shall see my back, but my face shall not be seen. So, that is the end of chapter 33, and the end of the reading for today. the father is angry. He's like, I don't even want to be with these people, or I'm going to kill them. And Moses calms him down again, because Moses has found favor in his eyes. Remember, Moses has gone on a very long character arc here. He started out being brought up with privilege, because he was brought up in Pharaoh's house, but he still feels for his people. And he ends up killing an Egyptian and runs away to hide in another country because he knows what he did was wrong. And we go from that to a man begging God not to kill all of his people because they messed up big time. But Moses has matured and gone through so much, but he's come a long way. But anyway, that is the end of the reading for today. I hope you are reading along, and I hope you join us next week. Hope you're reading in your own Bible. Don't take anybody's word for it. Have a wonderful Shabbat. Shalom.